Some kids see cartoons. Aarav saw circuits. As his father fixed the old ceiling fan, Aarav's eyes blinked in wonder. Something invisible was moving the world. That dusty CPU wasn't garbage. To Aarav, it was a machine with secrets. A box of questions waiting to be answered. One line of code. If X is greater than 5 foot, it made him pause. Made him wonder, could machines really decide? It's how computers think, said his cousin. And in that moment, Aarav knew, he wanted to think like a computer too. Behind every genius is a mother who simply watches and smiles. Aarav's journey had just begun, with his mother quietly cheering from the shadows. That night, Aarav made a silent promise, to learn the language of machines, to build what others only imagine. Before spreadsheets and algorithms, there were pebbles, grids, and childhood rains. Aarav's first model wasn't digital, but it worked. Every cloud had a pattern, and every pattern had a meaning. For Aarav, nature was data, and the sky, his classroom. While others played tag, Aarav recorded temperatures, rainfall, and wind. His fun was in finding the why behind every change. His project was simple, but sharp. With pebbles and prediction, Aarav impressed even the strictest science teacher. He didn't just predict rain. He waited for it to prove him right. And every drizzle was a win. Some laughed at his logic. But Aarav had learned, when you see patterns others can't, their laughter means you're ahead. A simple box of instruments, but to Aarav, it was a tool chest for building dreams. Long before AI became a buzzword, it was a dream scribbled on a cardboard board, by a boy named Aarav. Scratch wasn't just play, it was his first lesson in logic. Aarav made the screen dance with commands only he understood. He built a chatbot before he built a resume. Even trees became classrooms when ideas had no boundaries. While others slept, he cracked datasets. Midnight became morning in the world of machine learning. From textbook to field, his model could tell when a harvest would fail. Data was now doing something real. Even the temple bell seemed to cheer him on. India had options, and Aarav was ready. India's finest were just a form away, names whispered in every classroom, IIT, BITS, ISI. His village didn't know Silicon Valley, but Aarav was already dreaming beyond oceans. Dreams cost money. But they also earn support. Even worry bowed before hope. Some mentors don't teach formulas. They ignite futures. One meeting. One green signal. A dream on a wall becomes a map. He was ready to follow it, wherever it led. Some moments feel magical, because they are. Aarav knew his path was lit, not by luck, but by learning. They weren't just watching an ad. They were watching possibility. Aarav saw a future where he could belong. It wasn't just an email. It was his first key. The door to the future had opened, just a little. The future didn't feel like a dream anymore. It smelled like coffee and ran on code. From Silicon Valley to Bengaluru, the world was hiring thinkers. Aarav had the skills. He just had to show up. India wasn't just catching up, it was leading. The digital pulse of a billion dreams beat strong. AI wasn't just for tech giants. It was helping farmers, doctors, teachers, everyone. Aarav wanted that impact. In the chaos of ideas, he found clarity. Maybe he'd build something of his own, someday soon. He didn't wait for the job title to arrive. He wore it already, in his vision, in his heart. If big companies said no, he still had the world. His balcony was his boardroom, and chai, his companion. He wasn't waiting to be hired, he was busy building. Every click was a code. Every code, an opportunity. Teaching didn't feel like a fallback. It felt like sowing seeds, future Aaravs waiting to bloom. If there wasn't a door, Aarav made one. He didn't need a skyscraper to feel proud. One small shop, one big change, that was enough. The world was his classroom. And he, their favorite teacher, clear, kind, clever. He didn't just analyze data. He told stories with it, stories that could make people care. No job title? No problem. Aarav had purpose, and the world was finally listening. His heart swelled reading the headline. Somewhere, data had saved a life, and he was part of that world. Not every hero holds a plow. Some hold a keyboard, and help the farmer keep his land. A small name in small print, but to Aarav, it meant the world had seen him. He had become more than a student, he was now a symbol. Even playtime carried his name. In the land where he once watched clouds, he was now being honored for decoding data. The gates opened, not just to a college, but to a world where Aarav would meet minds as hungry as his. Activation functions. Weight matrices. It wasn't magic anymore. It was mathematics, and Aarav was ready. Between lines of code and shared doses, Aarav found more than knowledge, he found community. Failure doesn't hurt when you're learning. It guides. Aarav knew, mistakes were part of mastery. Sometimes one sentence from the right mentor can power you for years. Aarav had just received one. While the city slept, students coded. Innovation didn't follow the clock, it followed curiosity. He wasn't just reading papers, he was reading possibilities. One paper closer to changing the world. The dream hadn't ended when he got in. It had just begun, with purpose and quiet fire. He wasn't visiting anymore. He belonged. The boy with a dream now wore the badge of belief. Real AI wasn't solo. It was teamwork. And Aarav's voice had found its space in the circle. His model didn't just run, it helped. Aarav was now building tools that reached lives. He had reached somewhere, but not a peak. He had reached the starting line of something bigger. Some victories were quiet, but powerful. A single green checkmark felt like fireworks. Giving back was never scheduled, but always essential. Aarav became the mentor he once needed. Some reports go to clients. Others, straight to the heart. One call from Ma still made it all real. End of one dream. Start of another. Aarav wasn't done, he was just getting started.